Hey family, I pray that you're having a phenomenal week, that God has continued to show himself faithful, kind, and strong to each and every one of you. I just wanted to stop by for a few moments to share some important updates with you. We receive calls, emails, messages, and I figured it would be a good idea, because it's been a few weeks since our last update, if I stopped by to spell out a number of things for you as we continue navigating this pandemic season. But before we begin, as I always do when we gather for our virtual worship experiences, I need you to like this video. I need you to share it so that those members of our congregation and community who are connected to you are made aware of what's happening at our church. And I also need you to connect with us on all of our digital platforms. You can find us at The Grove Atlanta on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Vimeo, and YouTube. When you head over to YouTube, subscribe to our channel, and I want you to click the bell so that you receive notifications each and every time we drop new digital content. Don't forget that you can join our email newsletter list. You can simply go to our website, pleasantgrove.org, scroll to the bottom of the page, and you'll see a place where you can enter your email address and join our mailing list. If you'd like to join our mobile list, you can do that also. You're going to text The Grove ATL, all one word, to the phone number 484-848. Go ahead and do that now so that you're connected with us, so that you are up to date on all that is happening in the life of our church as we continue working to keep you connected, informed, and engaged. Well, family, it's hard to believe that it's been about 14 weeks that we've been in this shutdown pandemic era that we've been experiencing. But God has continued to show himself faithful and kind to our church, to our congregation, most importantly to us as we seek to be kind to those in our community. Many of you have had questions about the process of re-entry. So I wanted to take a moment to speak to you not only about re-entry, but about some steps that we've had to take during the pandemic shutdown to ensure that we protect you and our church. As you know, as of Friday, March 20th, all of our activities, small group meetings, activities, events, programs, our Sunday worship experiences, Bible study, Sunday school, all of those things have been suspended since Friday, March 20th. That was to ensure that we reduced risk to you as members of our congregation, and to ensure that we mitigated the liability that we exposed our church to as a result of the COVID-19 virus. That measure remains in place. And so to answer the million-dollar question that exists, we will not return to in-person worship experiences for the months of July and August. We will maintain our virtual worship experiences each Sunday morning at 11 a.m. on all of our digital platforms. In mid-August, our leadership team will convene, will assess the situation again at that time, and make a determination regarding our operating status in September. I need you as a church to hear me clearly. There is no one connected to our congregation who wants to return to in-person worship experiences more than your pastor. Trust me, for the last 14 weeks, I have preached to an empty sanctuary each and every week. So if there is anyone who is excited to get people back in corporate worship together in our sanctuary, it's me. However, as pastor, I function in three areas. I function in a spiritual capacity, an administrative capacity, and a fiduciary capacity. The pandemic has highlighted the need for the pastor to operate in all three of those areas. As the spiritual leader, the administrative leader, and fiduciary leader here at our church, I cannot in good faith open our doors again for corporate worship as we see cases in our state and across our nation continuing to skyrocket. Many of the members of our congregation who are eager to return to in-person worship experiences also fall into the high-risk category because of age and/or pre-existing conditions. Please hear my heart. Safety is the number one priority during this season. I know we want to get back. I know we're excited to get back. but I don't want to put you in harm's way just for the sake of saying we reopened. Let me also clear up something else for you. We are working to reduce risk and liability, reduce risk to our volunteers and members of our congregation, and to reduce risk and liability to the church as well. As a result of that, if there are any small group ministries that are continuing to function and operate in a way that exposes the church to risk and liability, they will be, if they have not already, been placed on a cease and desist. That indefinite cease and desist is to ensure that we keep volunteers safe and we reduce risk and liability to the church. Hear me clearly. In this season, churches are a soft target, and we have to do our part to make sure that we don't expose ourselves to risk and liability that could cause the church to be sued or for legal action to be taken against us because we were negligent in our responsibility and in our duty. So you don't have to worry about the rumor mill updating you on what's going on. I'm going to continue doing my best as pastor to keep you informed of what's happening. My job, my goal, my heart's desire in this season is to protect you, the members of our congregation, and to protect the entity that is Pleasant Grove Missionary Baptist Church of Cobb County. Let me also update you on a couple things that are happening here in the life of our church. We are preparing to award our 2020 scholarships to our students who have graduated high school and are now preparing to pursue higher education. I want you to know that we have 8 students who have submitted applications and have been awarded scholarships for 2020 as their first year award. We also have 4 students to date who have met the requirements to receive the second installment of their scholarships. We've again partnered with the Geno Morgan Foundation to award 2 scholarships this year to students in our congregation who've displayed exemplary academic achievement. We're excited in the coming weeks to announce to you who those students are and to let you know what we've done in terms of financial investment to sow into each and every one of those students. But I want you to know you can be a part of what we're doing with our scholarships by considering and making a financial contribution towards our scholarship fund. You can do that via your envelope. You'll see scholarships listed on the envelope as a giving category. You'll also see scholarships listed on all of our online platforms where you can indicate dollars that you would like to direct towards support of our scholarship funds. Let's make sure that we sow in a strong and powerful way into our scholarship fund so that we can continue to invest in our students and make a positive difference in their lives as they pursue higher education. Next, I want to update you on the Grove Cares. The Grove Cares, our community outreach initiative that we've launched during this pandemic season that is seeing record success in the life of our church. I want you to know that as of this video, we have served 1,146 families. 1,146 families just since April. That represents more than 3,609 individuals, more than 1,100 families, representing more than 3,600 individuals have been served through our The Grove Cares initiative. We're going to continue that initiative. We're going to expand it. We want to make it bigger and better as we continue to partner with other organizations in our community to be a blessing to those in need. I'd also ask you to consider a gift to support The Grove Cares. When you log on to our online giving platforms, you'll see community outreach as one of the giving categories. There you can direct funds specifically towards The Grove Cares and our mission to transform lives in our congregation and in our community. As we continue through this season, there's so much happening, so much that we have to consider, so much that requires our attention. But let me tell you that God continues to be faithful, kind, and strong to Pleasant Grove Missionary Baptist Church. There are a number of projects that you've approved that our leadership team has been working on, and we're almost to the point where we can announce some really exciting things in the life of our church. I can't wait for the next few weeks for us to be able to announce to you all that is about to take place in the life of our church. But let me tell you, It is absolutely exciting, and I can't wait to see what else God is going to do in the life of our church during this season. I want you to make sure that you connect with us. I want to make sure that those who are connected to you are connected to us, because we want everyone to be a part of what we are doing here at the Grove and our mission and vision of being transformed people, transforming the world. Make sure that you connect with us on all of our digital platforms. Make sure that you sign up for the email list. Make sure you're a part of our mobile list. And we are going to continue to keep you connected, informed, and engaged. Make sure that you share our broadcast. Make sure that you invite someone to join you in the virtual sanctuary, because that's what it means to ignite and to be an agent of transformation. We literally believe that God can do anything but fail, and He's going to continue to be faithful and kind and strong to us in the weeks and months to come. So let me reiterate a few things for you as we prepare to close. We will remain in a virtual operating status, or in a virtual world. We will remain a virtual church for the months of July and August. We will reassess again in August our operating status for September. We want to ensure that small group ministries remember that we are on an suspended operating status, so that they do not continue to operate in ways that pose a risk to themselves and expose the church to liability. Forgot to mention earlier, but want to let you know, we'll be establishing a re-entry task force and planning team whose job will be to help us work through all of the different elements that go into reopening. I need you to hear me when I say reopening is not as simple as saying only a certain number of people can sit on a pew. There's so many entities, so many facets, so many components of reopening in this post-COVID-19 world that we have to prepare for, plan, take into account, and then implement so that we keep you safe when we return. So we'll be establishing that reentry task force and planning team to help us think through those things. But for July and August, I want you to make sure you meet us in the virtual sanctuary each and every Sunday morning at 11 a.m. I always tell you, each and every time I conclude a prayer call or one of these update videos, I love you. There's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Being the pastor of Pleasant Grove gives my heart great joy, and I'm going to continue to do everything I can to honor God, to hear from God, to follow God's directives, and ultimately to shepherd the people that God has entrusted to me. Until next time, may the Lord keep you and bless you, is my prayer. In Jesus' name, amen. Have a great week, family.